Well, if you are audio only, and shout out to the people that are not ingesting this podcast in video form. Those are the dulcet tones of UFC welterweight contender Max Payne Griffin. Looks like you grew out the lettuce a little bit. I know you're wearing a hat, but looks like you're working with something back there today. Look at that.
It's long, man. I don't know if you can see, but it's a long.
So
it's long,
I
man.
was
trying to make you guys jealous.
Well, I mean, I've had a weird thing with hair. It's like I can't shave my head fast enough, shaved it before the show today. But I was actually doing some research today, and I believe I came across a stare-down photo of you and Alex Cowboy Oliveira, and you had nothing of the sort, right? You had high and tight, I believe, at the time.
Yeah. Yep, after the quarantine, or actually that fight was probably the last time I cut my hair since. So my hair grows pretty fast.
All right. Well, it looks good, and we hope you keep it for the fight. But it's great to have you with us. Congrats on the fight announcement. It's a big one, obviously, and you deserve it. So you will face 8th-ranked Neil Magny. Go on, take that number. March 26th in Columbus, Ohio. So 3 straight wins. You're getting a shot at a guy in the top 10. This could end up being the main event. No, this card doesn't have a main event right now. I mean, you never know. This 3 could turn into 5, so keep that in the back of your mind. But you got to be thrilled about this, obviously.
Yeah, super pumped. We do communicate with Sean a lot. I told him what I wanted, Sean Shelby, and I said I wanted to fight Ponzinibbio, Jeff Neal, or Jingling. He really liked those guys. He really liked that I wanted to fight the guys. It's like a lot of guys that really don't try to fight the guys that are good. And me being, I think I'm around around number 20. So to ask for someone top 10, but if I could ask for the edge, 15, 14, hey, why not? But to kind of skip the line and just get number 8, I'm with it, man. I want to be in that mix. And here we are, Columbus, Ohio. Man, life is good.
So if you don't know, Jan Blachowicz was supposed to fight Alexander Rakic in the main event, and that fight has been canceled. It looks like there's a Blachowicz injury. Perhaps that'll be postponed. So, but obviously you haven't heard anything on that. But it's very interesting, man. Because when I look at the card, it looks like you might be the co-main. So I don't know. Very interesting.
No, it looks good. If they want me to do 5, though, I need to know. But I'm playing. I know Neil got cardio. We all got cardio, but Neil Magny's a cardio guy, so I've been focusing on that, just in case we do 5. But
do you watch video? Do you do a lot of breakdowns of your opponents, or do you let your coaches do that?
I let my coaches do most of it. I don't want to think too much of them. I usually watch tape after. I mean, I've watched Neil my whole career. I mean, we were on Tough 16 back in the day together. I mean, I've known Neil for a long time, been a fan. And I know what he does. I know what he likes to do. But, I let my coaches look, that some of them watch in slow-mo to kind of see different tendencies that they see, or fast forward, to see different stuff, just kind of different go-tos that they have. And we usually agree. And then we just formulate the game plan around that. Obviously, he's a little bit taller. So I've only been sparring and grappling with taller guys to kind of get that look. Got that long reach. It's 80, but mine's 77. So it's not too different. I have a long range. So I like it. It's a blessing of a fight. And I love it.
So let me take you back to my research today. It was March 7th, 2020, Las Vegas, UFC 248. You lose a split decision to Alex Cowboy Oliveira. Bloodbath, great fight. I thought you won, I think, when I called it, if memory serves, but my memory is not the go-to memory, as anyone who listens to this show knows. But on paper, it was your 4th loss in 5 fights, but yet there was still all of this public support for you, right? Like, this guy's getting better. You know what I mean? So I don't know how downtrodden you were at that point in time, but juxtaposed against where you are right now with 3 straight wins, getting a top 8 guy, take us back to there compared to where you are right now, if you'd be so kind.
Anytime I've ever lost, it's been a split, been super close. And, I think before that, I lost to, Thiago Alves in Brazil, or, I've had ones that are like the paper doesn't look too good. But if you look at the stats, if you look at punch count, how I'm going, I have been even in a loss, I've been getting better every fight. And I've, it's hard to lose, right? Especially in a fight that you thought you won. And I think those are worse than just getting beat. You just get beat, then you got beat. But if you won, I mean, there's takeaways there. They don't like blood, right? Although but it wasn't over. I believe, it sounds cliche. It sounds cliche as heck, but I know how good I am and able to kind of change my mind. Not change my mind, but I added a new mental coach, Danny Patterson. I spoke about him before, and all the tools were there for me. I just had to really put them together, and then here we go, 3 straight. Some people knew, like I said, I have a lot of fans that believe, and people that talk this or whatever, but we're making it happen now. We're making it happen. The Max Payne army is strong, and
it is.
I'm winning. I'm going to beat everybody here on out. So,
well, sometimes I think it helped the fan base when you lose split decisions. And I did go back. I think it was 5 for your career, some regional split decisions all over the place. Super hard guy to finish. I think Colby Covington actually the only guy to finish you as a pro. But yeah, man. Well, you got good things. How about your son, Tyrus Jacks? He's almost 1. Is that correct?
Yeah, he'll be 1 next month.
Sounds like a lot of work if you lean into that work, right? Sounds like a lot of work.
Yeah, he's a little ham. He just he's really intense, really athletic. I don't know where he got that from. But he's a handful, He's a handful. He's banging on the door right now.
Yeah.
But it's good. It keeps you grounded. I mean, this world's crazy these days. I mean, there's so much going on all around the world and everything.
Yeah.
But being with him, seeing him laugh, and him genuinely being happy and stuff, like it keeps me grounded,
Yeah. That's great. I did lose my train of thought when I was going to say the Thiago Alves split decision that swelled your fan base. You know what I mean? So if you're leaning into the positive, like when you're on the wrong side of split decisions like that, sometimes you gain a lot with the fan base. And you certainly did that night because a lot of people thought you won that fight. A few other things on you before we get to a couple predictions on UFC Fight Night, Hermanton versus Strickland, as you go head to head with Ken Flo here. So most would say your signature win was the one over Carlos Condit. What would you say is your most underrated win? Is there either a guy you fought or a performance that is underrated compared to the Condit win that everybody talks about all the time?
Man, there's a lot of fights. Like Crazy Russian was a pretty fun fight. I fought Zalim Imadaev, who was 8-0, 8 knockouts. Dagestani guy. I think I lost before that fight. You get thrown to the wolves. Like the wolves was all around. And I beat that guy. I mean, I have a lot of big wins, man.
No, I know.
I mean, that went under. I mean, I think this would be my 13th UFC fight, 14th. There's so many.
It is. How many are there going to be? That was one of my last questions. 36 years old, born November 29th, 1985, 26 pro fights. I'll say over under 32 pro fights before you step away. You're going to say 7 or more? What do we think?
Yeah, easy.
All right, good.
I'm not slowing down. Like I'm getting better, faster, smarter.
We try not to showcase fighters on the program who are slowing down. We want fighters on the rise. So
well, thank you. That means a lot. And you know how the game is. People slow down, and you're supposed to be slowing down. As you get older, but it's the fat in the youth. I'm a light skin man. I got powers, man.
My man, I know you do. Great merchandise as well, which we'll get to before we let you leave. What's your favorite sports team other than Team Payne?
These is tough. I used to be a big Raiders fan. They were the Oakland Raiders, kind of close to here, Sacramento. But then I really stopped watching. They were letting me down for years and years and years. So I just had to step away from other people's sports that can ruin my day.
I know.
True sports fans, they'll let something else that's outside their whole realm just ruin them. Just ruin their week.
Yes.
I'm not into that.
That's good. That's a good way to look at it. I need to start leaning into that. All right. Tougher fight at welterweight for Max Griffin right now. What is the tougher fight for you at welterweight? And if I see you on a television set for the UFC, you got to answer this question as if you're hooked up to like a lie detector machine. So, tougher fight for Max Griffin right now at welterweight, a rematch with Colby Covington, who you fought in your UFC debut, or Khamzat Chimaev? What's the tougher fight for you right now?
Oh,
the pause is all I need. Pause is all I need.
No, tougher fight. Khamzat's doing his thing, but I want Colby. I want him, you know.
I bet.
I want that fight. So
I bet. Good answer.
I want that fight, and I'll get that fight.
Yeah.
I'll get that fight. The good thing about Colby, I didn't do too bad against him. If you look at what happened and kind of put him down, almost Kimura'd him. I was a rookie. But I know what it's like. I know what it's like to be in there with them. I know his pressure. I know his and I could beat him.
Yeah, I know you can.
I know I can.
All right, well, first up is going to be, of course, Neil Magny coming up not too long from now in March in Columbus, Ohio, with fans, 30-foot octagon instead of the little tiny regional one they use at the Apex. But let's talk about the fights this weekend before we get you out of here and off to the birthday dinner. And thanks again for fitting us in on a Sunday. Yeah. Obviously, the San Francisco 49ers are not central to his championship Sunday today. All right, so UFC Fight Night, Hermansson versus Strickland. After a week off for the UFC, back at it. Co-main event and main event, both at middleweight, but we'll start with the co-main guys. Punahele Soriano -195, Nick Maximov +165. So Soriano, Max, coming off his first pro loss. It was last July against Brendan Allen. On the other side, Maximov repping the Nick Diaz Academy. He's an undefeated fighter. What do you have for us on the co-main, brother?
Okay, Puna and Maximov. Puna just suffered his last loss. Brendan Allen, Brendan had a lot of different tools, but I like Puna's striking. He's southpaw, which he's going against Maximov, which is also southpaw. But Maximov is not a striker. He may strike a little bit, but he's not purely a grappler. But if you ask me, he's 90% grappling, wants to get it down, trains at the Nick Diaz Academy.
Yeah.
He has been working with them southpaw, been sparring with Nate and them southpaw because Puna's southpaw. Most southpaws, they don't fight southpaw. But, the power is not there with Nick and Nate. They don't have that knockout power. So I don't know if he's getting that power look. Puna has good hooks, good left hook, good power, and he trains at extreme. Coming off a loss, great takedown defense. Especially Maximov, he gets the guy down, but he's not a wrestler sort of call. He's not a college wrestler with the double legs and all that. Kind of just tries to get you down and keep you there. I think Puna's going to stuff his shots, kind of wear on him. I mean, I think the experience too. I looked at their previous records.
Yeah. I
mean, they both kind of fought guys that weren't too good, but Maximov fought some terrible guys on, some guys 0-6. He fought some guys that he should have beat, which it happens. But if I was to do a pick, I'm going Puna, probably second round finish. I think he's going to stuff his shots. I think he fought better guys. And I think
that's fair. I mean, I think experience comes into play. I thought Maximov Kenny looked pretty good in his UFC debut last September, UFC 266. I like the stylistic matchup. I think the matchmakers did a good job with this one. Kenny, what do you have on the co-main, brother?
Yeah, listen, I think it's an interesting fight. I think Soriano, certainly is going to have the advantage on the feet. I think that he is a good striker. And I think Maximov is going to have the advantage on the ground. I think that he does a really good job of linking his submissions together. Wasn't able to get that submission. Like, there were a bunch of times where I thought he was going to get the submission. He wasn't able to pull it off and stuff like that. I don't know if that was, UFC jitters or inexperience or whatever it was, but I mean, he's going to have to take advantage if he is able to take the fight to the mat. I think experience is going to be a factor here. I'll go with Soriano as well.
Yeah. Hard time to be fighting Puna too, coming off that first career loss. Got to figure you're getting a motivated man. Getting motivated men on both sides. All right, main event. Fascinated by this one too. Two mean individuals, and I say that in the nicest of ways. I just like watching them compete. Sean Strickland -210, Jack Hermansson +175. All right, Max, number 6 versus number 7 in the world. You know, the belt in this division is going to be on the line in 2 weeks. Good time for this fight to be happening. You going Strickland as the favorite or Hermansson the dog?
I'm going with a nutcase, Sean Strickland.
Yeah.
That's a compliment for him.
Yeah. No, it is 100%.
Take it as such. But, you know, with the volume that Strickland has been putting out, the pace, you know, I think it's going to be a lot. I think that Hermansson, he does mix in the strikes, but what he just did the Shabazian on the ground, took him down, did the ground and pound beating. But his takedowns, I want to say he has 36% takedown accuracy, getting the guy to the ground, while Strickland has about an 80%, a little bit higher takedown defense. So I think it's going to be difficult for Hermansson to get Sean to the ground, personally. Unless it's kind of like in the scramble, some kind of makes it ugly. But I do like the pressure that Strickland has been putting on lately. I don't know if he finishes him, but I think he's, you know, probably going to make him tired, been able to get some more shots off. Everything will get ugly at the end, but I got Strickland by decision.
Kenny, Sean Strickland has won 5 in a row last July, main event win over Uriah Hall. Very interesting to see how they sort of proceed with the winner here, especially if it's Strickland. I just think he has a uniqueness that could get him on a championship trajectory if he can make a statement against Jack Hermansson. Who do you have in the main event?
Yeah, you know, I think his past fights, the way that he's fighting, and kind of the things that he's saying is a great indicator that he's really coming into his own as a fighter, it seems, you know, for better or worse, you know, the crazy things that he's saying, all that stuff. But it seems like he is kind of feeling himself right now and riding high on confidence. And I don't think that bodes well for Hermansson, who is not the best of strikers. I don't think he's I think he can be a problem if he's able to get, like, you know, double unders. He can maybe hit some takedowns and stifle, you know, Strickland a bit. But I don't think he's even good enough to really get a submission or be a big time submission threat to someone like Sean Strickland. So I like Strickland here. I think Strickland actually will get the finish. I think his pressure, his pacing, he'll continue with that trend. And I think he gets a TKO a little bit later in the fight. I think Hermansson's tough as nails, but I kind of see a TKO happening probably around round 4.
All right, convicted on Sean Strickland. If the UFC told me I had to fight somebody in the UFC for 15 seconds, but I could eliminate one guy on the roster, I might eliminate Strickland because I think he might kill me in 14 seconds. And I don't want to take that fucking chance. At Max Payne Griffin on Instagram if you want more from my man. Hey, thanks for squeezing us in on a Sunday. It's great to see your shining face, and we'll be there in Columbus, Ohio. Ken Flo will be watching, but big fight. You deserve it. Congrats on that, and we'll see you on the road soon.
Nice. Thank you, Ken Flo. Thank you, John. Y'all have a great day.
Thank you.
Who y'all got in the next game? Who y'all got right now? The Niners or the Rams?
I took San Francisco plus 3.5. I don't know what's going on in the game right now, but I took the points. All right, brother. Thanks, man. Ken Flo, you got any?
All right, y'all.
I'll go Ram. I'll go Ram just to be different. See you, dude.
He's in LA.
So. All right, y'all.
See you, man. Thank you, brother.